Okay, welcome everybody. Happy Valentine's Day. It's February 14, 2019, and we're sharing some primetime love here on stream. Oh yeah. Today we're celebrating 750 followers. Thank you very much for the support everyone has towards the stream. I really appreciate it. Hopefully I will keep doing this for a long time. I really do enjoy it. For as long as it makes sense, I will keep doing it. Hopefully we'll make it to 1,000, 2,000 followers, 5,000, take over the world. Anyway, what I was planning on doing for this celebration stream was going to be stream some Amulet Breach. Okay, this is my take on the deck based on the current meta and stuff like that, and not only my experiences with Dom Harvey's list, the list that he won the Open with, which to be completely fair, it's very limited. But I think that the meta has moved a lot since then, and I have found a lot of things that I liked, as well as things that I did not like. Like this. I don't like this guy. Don't like him. Anyway, so going over some explanations. Number one, the mana base. The mana base is set up in order to the best of our ability, guarantee that we have access to enough red sources to reliably cast Through the Breach on turn 3/4. So you will see that we have actually quite a bit of red sources. There we go. All of these are red sources. I guess we can maybe count a Vesula or something. And with this list, we're not as concerned in grinding as we are with your regular amulet list, right? Because the main idea is to leverage another angle of attack, which is breaching an Emrakul. Emrakul can be found of steerings and everything, so it's not that unlikely, but I don't want any more than 2 because it literally is a dead card if you don't have the other half of the combo. So I'm not too excited to have 3 or more, really. So that's one part of it. Then we have like the actual combo of breaching a prime time. If you have an amulet in play with the ETB trigger from the prime time, you can get Teetering Peaks plus Sunhome. There it is. You can get Teetering Peaks plus Sunhome, target prime time. This will give it +2/+0. Breach is the one that gives it haste, so you don't need to get Stronghold involved. Though Stronghold is still there because of your regular amulet kill, right? So of course Stronghold has to be there. And then with the attack trigger, you get Vesuva Copying Peaks. That will make your Titan a 10/6, and then you get Boros Garrison with the red, and red-white. You will have enough mana to double strike, and then you swing for 20. You can do this as early as turn 3 without that much of a setup. However, this is by far and away the worst card in the deck. Like counting sideboard, counting Emrakul. This card is terrible. It's so bad. It's so bad. That at one point I was literally just considering not running it and just like play a Grove of the Burning Willows or something like that instead. This card is just horrendous. But I've been listening to Dom, who's the one that created the deck, and he said that kind of Teetering Peaks it's kind of a non-negotiable because you want your Titan to flat out win the game if you are comboing. So I'm resigned for now to run it. I'm pretty sure that I even played a match yesterday, just like prepping a little bit for today's stream, and I drew it, and I'm like, shit, this sucks. Um, so yeah, here you will see that I'm playing Radiant Fountain instead of Kabira Crossroads, and the reasoning for that is that yes, Kabira is pretty much like a free white source as opposed to a colorless source. However, this list in particular really struggles in the early game. It's gonna be very common for you to do literal nothing turns 1 and 2, just like play something and then like play a bounce land or whatever on turn 2. That doesn't excite me at all, and that's why you see that I'm actually running a couple of scouts instead of the stupid dino. But the fountain is there because if we have an amulet hand, if we're able to play that amulet on 1 versus being able to play it on 2 because the Cabinet Crossroads comes into play on tapped, that will speed us up for a full turn. And I just think that that's too much of an upside to not run it, you know. So that's pretty much the idea. And speaking of some card choices, we got our classics. We got Bajuka Ball, we got Ghost Squatter, Cavern, I guess, and then Crumbling Vestige, which is it's a pretty solid card. But that is the reasoning behind what we got going on. Again, as I was saying earlier, I don't like the dino. That's why I'm running a couple of scouts instead. I could again run the dino, but having 10 1-drops versus 8, I think it's a pretty big difference. Especially when these 1-drops are mutually exclusive, right? If you spend turn 1 using steerings, that means you're not playing Amulet on turn 1, even if you fund it off steerings, which means you're playing Amulet on turn 2, and you're still only playing your 3-drop on turn 3 anyway, so it doesn't really, you know, these are mutually exclusive, you can't play both. Okay, so that's the idea for the first part. One thing that I was considering is running Aether Hub versus excuse me, the idea of running Aether Hub over Vestige, and the main reason for this is the sideboard. As you can see, we have 2 negates and 1 spell pierce, which we can only use to pay 10 sources, which we have here. Crumbling Vestige doesn't help us with our counter magic unless we have a scout and we can flash in the Vestige. Which might come up. So this is probably like too greedy, and I shouldn't be running as much counter magic. Maybe I should just simply be, you know, I guess Coalition Relic helps cast our counter magic, but still. Only tryhards play Breach Moon. Yeah, dude, like, what? I mean, why would you play Blood Moon when you can play the literal opposite of Blood Moon? The literal opposite. Okay, then we have Dismember. I'm running Dismember instead of Rending Volley because I don't think this card is modern playable. You can kill Thing in the Eyes, you can kill some humans and shit like that, but Dismember does the same thing, and it also kills Skirmer Ganglers and Death Shadow. I played against Death Shadow yesterday, and Dismember won me the match. So I just like Dismember. I think it's just so much better than Rending Volley that it's definitely worth it for life. Then we have Wanna Braid, and then this is an inclusion mostly because of how popular the stupid Weir deck is right now on MTGO. Everybody's playing that deck. Granted, I think the deck is great, so that's probably the reason why people are playing it. But I wanted to have a KO card against them. An alternative would have been something like Hive Mind. Hive Mind is also very good against them, but this version of the deck is not really that well set up to play the Hive Mind game, so I'm not so interested in that. So I'm running Shatterstorm instead. Woodfruit Primus, it's their... Yeah, Yeah, I mean it destroys your collision relics and your amulets, but I mean you're probably gonna be sandbagging the Shatter Storm until the turn where you play it, and when you play it, you're going to like breach an Emrakul or like do something like that on the same turn that you do it. Hopefully your opponent has Bottle Cloister in place so they can't do anything about it. Yeah. So if I'm playing Shatterstorm, I'm expecting it to win me the game. I don't care about getting my artifacts blown up. It just doesn't really matter. We got a couple of extra explosives in the sideboard. I still do like my Tormod script. I never leave home without it. To be fair, in this deck, it is much worse than it is in the in current lists, because we only play 2 T-Wests and there's no Trinket Mage. So there's that. However, again, I don't want my relic, effect to be giving me some value. I want my graveyard hate card to win me the game. I don't like the one of Big Worm. I don't understand the inclusion. The idea behind the worm, we're talking World's Pine Worm, which fortunately went down in price considerably now. So I could definitely buy this card. It's just like I don't think it's worth it. Maybe it's me misunderstanding some matchups or whatever, but it feels like in the matchups where you would bring in Wormspine Worm, aka Jund, Grixis Shadow, stuff like that, you're gonna be siding out some number of Through the Breaches anyway. So having access to yet another card that would be stranded in your hand, unless you have a breach in hand as well, is way too greedy in my opinion. So I just don't really see a point for playing the Worldspine Worm. If I'm really struggling to find a matchup where this card would be worth a sideboard slot. I'd much rather have something that has utility, like Woodfall Primus. This destroys Ensnaring Bridges. This destroys Blood Moon when you breach it, right? And you even get 2 of them, which is great. It's also a threat that stays afterwards. Hornet Queen, classic. I've managed to like breach a Hornet Queen in response to like my opponent was attacking with a. They were in Hardened Scales and they were attacking with like 2 tokens and then Ink Moth and a Ravager or something like that, and and I flashed in Hornet Queen and I just blocked their whole board. They immediately concede. It was great. Tusk is more than anything a concession to the stupid red deck, the Phoenix deck, the mono red Phoenix deck. It only needs a single forest to be cast off Blood Moon or Coalition Relic. You can breach it, you can gain some life, and you can you get a 3/3 left behind, which is not insane, but it kind of is what it is. Sergio, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Enjoy your Primetime emote. Share some Primetime love today in this Valentine's Day. Oh yeah. Alright, and finally, well, I mean, Rexage. We all know Rexage. We all love Rexage. And finally, Chameleon Colossus. It's there almost exclusively because of Shadow. Shadow is really popular right now. And this card is very good against them. So, yep. That's what we're going to be looking at. Let's join a comp Modern League. And let's see how wrong I am about my estimations about how this deck plays out. I'm kind of intrigued. Again, the only thing I'm kind of iffy about is the counter magic. Playing 3 pieces of counter magic with this mana base seems incredibly greedy. Just like 10 blue sources. Ugh, it's rough. Yeah, we're gonna do a single league. I have a show yesterday and I have like 20 songs to learn for it, so unfortunately, you see what I'm saying? This card is shit. I hate this card, but I'm gonna keep this hand. It's not Maclasset. It is not. This is my take on what I think. That's an amazing draw. This is my take on what I think an amulet list with Breach should look like. But it's just my personal take on it. Yep. So I guess we can turn 3 Titan if we simply play a Coalition Relic here. And this is what I was saying earlier, right? You see, the ETB tap land was going to do nothing for us, and we drew an untapped land, and our whole hand got unlocked, right? Because we were able to play the Coalition Relic on 2, and then unless my opponent has like turn 3 Karn, which is possible. Now it's not possible anymore. Sweet, no turn 3 Karn, awesome. And that's the reason why we're running Radiant Fountain instead of the alternative. So there's the tower. Whew. Nice. So we can even play Azusa too. I like this. Does this allow me to... Does this allow me to double Ghost Squatter? AKA fetch Vesuva. Yeah, Kev and L, I explained exactly that situation when we were doing like the intro. I mean, I'm definitely playing Azusa. I'm trying to think. No, I don't have enough mana to... I don't have enough mana to double strike. To double... I don't have enough mana to double Ghost Quarter. I mean, it should be enough though. We can try and get lucky and try to steerings into... Nah, there's no reason for that. What I was saying is we could try to steerings into... into a second amulet. That's just too narrow. And I'd rather make my land drops. Yeah, bounce the gemstone, I guess. Float green. Play primetime. Garrison. Strongholds. Haste. Bounce Garrison. And here we're just getting Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter Simic, I guess. Because we already have a Tellurian in hand, we just need a blue source. Ghost Quarter Simic Growth Chamber. I'm gonna Ghost Quarter them on draw step. So Ghost Vesuva, when you fetch with Vesuva, you cannot copy the land that you're getting. That's what I was trying to do with the Azusa. I was trying to figure out whether I could get the Ghost Quarter off the ETB, and then get the Ghost Quarter off the ETB, and then they get the Vesuva off the attack trigger. But I just didn't have enough mana. So I couldn't quite do it. I definitely want my counter magic. Definitely want Wood for Primus. If you have never breached a Primus against Tron, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. It feels very nice. Look at dog. Yes, this is the Holy Grail right here. It's called Mate, and it's the best thing Argentinian culture has. Michael said, this is just something I'm trying out, while the other version of the deck is something I've been playing for the past 4 years. So one of them I'm very, very comfortable with. The other one I'm just not so comfortable with. So yeah. In fact, at GPLA, I'm gonna play. I'm trying to find the best white amulet build that I can. Cut Radiant Fountain and second relic. I don't want to go down to 26 lands. I feel like 26 it's too little. Relic, as you saw right there, was amazing. The thing is, I want all my counter magic, and that is an even bigger reason to want Relic. These are my blue sources, 11 and 12, number 11 and 12. So we brought in a threat, so we can probably cut either a Pact or a Prime Time. I think I'm gonna cut a Prime Time. And then Emrakul's pretty good. Yeah. So Kev and L. I most of the matches that I lose is because I don't draw enough lands. So I have a kind of established a rule for myself where I just never go below 27 in this build, 26 in the Adventurous Impulse build, and even that was crazy greedy. How do I feel about Coalition Relics in the white version? That's what I'm currently running. I love it. I think this card was an incredible discovery. Let's take out the steerings, fuck it. This card was an amazing discovery. I think that is hands down the best thing to come out of Dom's list. I'm gonna be greedy and keep this hand. I think that Coalition Relic was an incredible discovery. I honestly was I explained this a couple of times already, but I was not aware that that was a modern legal card. I thought it was from some kind of like commander set or whatever. So when he was playing that card, I'm like, what? Really? That's a thing? Okay, cool. That's an amazing draw. At least I'm playing out this piece of crap. Yeah, you got it. You can see how often I draw this stupid piece of shit. I draw it like every freaking game. It's incredible. It's incredible how often I draw this card. That is annoying. But it's not the end of the world. So we do this. We flash in the turf. My opponent just tapped all of their mana, so they don't have anything else going on. Do I play this out? I kind of want to hold up negate. Although Azusa kind of incentivizes my opponent. And you see why I don't want to side out lands, right? Like, we would have pretty much just won. MTG Cobalt, thank you for the follow. We would have won this game if we had one more land. Like, we would win next turn, right? We would be breaching a Primus. We would be sending my opponent back to the Stone Age. I feel like I want to play out the Azusa. I only get punished if my opponent goes Tron land into Karn. I think if my opponent goes Tron land into Karn, I flat out lose the game. So I think I'm just going to pass and hold up negate in order to prevent that from happening. And hopefully I get lucky and I draw an untap land next turn. Okay. Like, I just don't think this Ballista is going to kill us, you know? That one we're gonna pierce. Yep. This is very, very unfortunate. This is very, very unfortunate. Well, Kev and L, we have different experiences then, because I think that this is a reason why I lose a lot of matches. So, yep, exactly. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. F3, F3, F3. Okay, so now we actually do want to play out the Azusa. Entice my opponent to, like, dump mana and Ballista and kill this. But we don't have lands. I mean, if we draw land, we just win the game. So, my opponent. Ah, daggers, daggers. That's a breach gone. Too late, my friend. Too freaking late. If we draw Breach, we kinda still... No, we don't win anymore. My opponent has lethal with this Ballista. Yep, they have 15. Alright, we did. One turn too late. One turn too late. Whoa! Damn it. Oh, damn it. Yeah, sometimes you're just not meant to win a game. To win the game. Anything we might want to change here? I have not ruled the Boren, but it would be... I just don't like the card. I don't like the card. We use our... It's not like Ad Nauseam. In the deck Ad Nauseam, you just use all of your mana on one turn and then you win. Exy, thank you for the follow. You use all your mana and then you win the game. And in this deck, we're using a lot of our mana on every single turn. So a one-shot artifact that, you know, doesn't add mana every turn, every time. It's not great. Yeah, Dom, I was thinking about that, but like you saw, I just don't like going lower than 26 lands. Maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems like the games that I lose play out exactly as that game played out, when it's just like it's me with the kill in hand, struggling to find land number 5 or number 6. So maybe Steerings is better than a land, but if I were to play Steerings, I guess I would cut Radiant Fountain because I don't want to cut a green source. Especially on the play, I want to hit all my land drops. I'm gonna give this a shot. I'm not sure this is correct. Okay. Yikes. I'm actually tempted to mulligan this hand. We are missing way too many pieces here. We don't really have interaction because this pact is not gonna be live unless I draw something. We only have a single blue source, so this Tolaria West doesn't represent neither a Titan nor a bounce land yet. So Stephen Christ, thank you for the follow. And we would basically need to find exactly Simic-Growth Chamber off the top for this hand to be great. Or like bounce land into Gemstone or something, bounce land into second Tolaria. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. And this hand is slightly better. It's not great. It is slightly better. Hopefully we find some piece of ramping here on the top. I mean, we're gonna need this, so I'm gonna leave this on top. We actually have... I think I'm gonna play out the Tolaria here. This will save me a gemstone counter, and now this hand turned into a turn 4 Titan on the play with Pact backup. So I'm liking our spot much better. I should have played some home there, by the way. That was a mistake. Oh, my opponent has like a crazy slow draw over there. Okay, so my opponent kind of needs to answer this Coalition Relic or they die, which is great. And this is what I was saying, Coalition Relic has been nothing but incredible for me. It has really been very, very, very good. Please tap off this so I don't need to play around Nature's Claim. Yes! Alright, so we're in a very good spot now. I think we're gonna win this game. So, gonna get green here, tap for green, another green, get a prime time into play, and I guess here we find Simic plus, we already have both layers in play, which is weird. We find Ghost Squatter probably. Yeah, because my opponent is not gonna get Tron this turn. They wanna bounce this? I don't think so. I think I'm just gonna bounce the Gemstone. I want blue sources to like pact something if I care about pacting something. I don't like if my opponent plays a Thought-Knot Seer here, I'm just gonna laugh out loud. That is kind of annoying actually. Is that pact worthy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think this is pact worthy. So I pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And now I can get Vesuva copying my Ghost Squatter. So blue, blue, 1 and 1. We can always yield to these. We drew another Summoner's Pact, which is cool. Can we? Oh, we can Primus next turn, boys. We can Primus. Woo! All right, we're slamming Woodfall Primus next turn. So we're gonna get Vesuva. We're gonna copy our own Ghost Squatter, and I think we're getting Gruul Turf here. We can we haste the Primus next turn? Usa la cabeza. Thank you for that follow. 1, 2, 3. We're not gonna have this land anymore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana. So we're gonna be. No, yeah, we're gonna be fine. So I think we'll just get Vesuva Stronghold. Vesuva's gonna copy Ghost Squatter. Now we're gonna put a draw step stop on my opponent. That's that. Then we're gonna play out the Garrison, bounce the Gemstone. Oh, we're so gonna Primus them next turn. I'm falling a little bit behind in chat. I will finish this game pretty soon. Actually, we're gonna finish this game next turn. So. I will answer all the questions that have come up in the last 3 minutes or so. That doesn't do anything, my friend. Man, when Tron doesn't get turn 3 card, it's such a non-functional deck. It's hilarious. Thought-Knot here would be annoying. Yeah, that's kind of annoying because that means now. I mean, I guess we can still Primus. We can't haste it anymore. I mean, I don't think it's gonna matter, but we're probably still winning this game anyway. So we're gonna put a charge counter here. So that's 1, 2, 3 to transmute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, counting the gemstone. So that's exactly enough to prime us. I just need to make sure I don't mess up my green mana though, because I'm a little bit short on that. So we're gonna add 1 colorless here, another blue. We're gonna transmute. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's happening. I did a miscount, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, cool. And we have to do this in main phase because of the Coalition Relic, right? This only adds mana right here. What for Primus? The tree folk have arrived. The folk. Got him. Yeah, this is a bridge deck. We are celebrating 750 followers on the channel, so yeah, I am a bit more comfortable with gambling reps. Yeah, so Kevin L, I'm actually way more comfortable going down to 26 if I'm on the draw, but if I'm on the play, I'd rather have a bad land that then I would like to like cantrip into a land, you know what I'm saying? Because I want to actually see the lands in my hand right, instead of the country. Mackle said, thank you for the follow. Send home over man on turn 2 in case we draw an untapped land and don't have a... Yeah, that's what I said, Dom. You were correct. I should have played the Sand home on turn 2. But do I have a stock list anywhere I can snag to run an MTGO? I took smoke break for Magic and I came back to the 10th. Walked airplane, yes. The lists have changed a lot. There's been a lot of experimentation lately. I think Edgar played. Like Printed Prism at GP Toronto, which I'm not a big fan of. But actually, I'll just link you to all my decks on Stream Decker. Wait a second, that's okay, so tell me if you go to this link, can you find like all the list of my decks? Because that's like / my decks seems like something that you would go to like your decks, right? I won't be streaming until next week, King Cantona. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them now. That doesn't work. Yeah, that's what I assumed. It's kind of weird. Like, how can I? All right. So I can just like link you to. So this is the latest list I've been playing around with. But I mean, there's not really like a stock list per se, you know. I mean, I'm not mulligan in this hand. This is not a hand I'm going to mulligan, but we need some stuff here. We need some stuff and some things. We're against Dredge. Okay. So as long as we draw a threat, we're winning this game. Oh. As long as we draw a threat. It's not too much to ask for, right? I don't think it's too much to ask for. A threat? It's not a threat. This is interesting though, because I drew this, So I was going to play out the amulet. This part doesn't change, right? I'm going to play out the second amulet. But I was thinking of playing Gemstone, which would allow us to turn 3 Breach. But now we can actually Coalition Relic, and we can still turn 3 Breach. So now it's better for us to reassess a little bit and actually play out the Coalition Relic. Again, so we're still 1 threat away from winning the game. Any threat kind of does it, really. It can be an Emrakul, which would like wipe down my opponent's board. It could be a Titan would be ideal, because it would set up for another Titan on the following turn. In fact, I probably have enough mana that I can kill them from 21. From 24, I might not be able to kill them. Especially if they find a blocker here. My opponent mulled to 6 into the nuts. Oh, sweet. Thank you, Michael Seth. I'll check that out. Yeah, now we're not gonna be able to one-shot my opponent. Also, now they have enough stuff to not destroy their board with Emrakul even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we're dead next turn. My opponent had a mull to 6 into turn 4 kill. Threat? That's a threat. Okay. Alright. My opponent's on 26. My opponent is on 26. And we have Double Amulet. Let's see if we can find a line to kill them here. So if I draw T-West, Dom, if I draw T-West on 2, I can still transmute because I just play out the second amulet and I get double blue from the Simic, so that's not really a concern. So we play Growth Chamber. I'm thinking if there's any way that I can double Titan here. We're gonna have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So that's 8 mana. We're gonna use 5 down to 3. Are we gonna kill them? Dude, we're gonna kill them here. We've got the kill. This is hilarious. Alright, that's awesome. Yeah, we're gonna kill them only because we have Through the Breach. We're gonna kill them exactly because we have Through the Breach. No, I don't. So the issue with sideboard guards, if you actually look at my sideboard guide, you will see a line of text at the very beginning where I explain precisely why I do not like sideboard guides, and you will see that the explanation is precisely because my list changes all the freaking time. So yeah, it just makes no sense for me to update that sideboard guide until I have already figured out what list I'm gonna be running, and even when I start running a list, I'm gonna change it again. So I don't know if you guys are watching what's happening right here, but this is freaking awesome. I exactly killed my opponent. Haste this guy. I guess it's more damage if we double strike this dude. Bounce this. Yes. Oh, we can Tethering Peaks too? Fuck yeah. Uh, Tethering Peaks plus Gemstone, I guess. Tethering Peaks plus Vestige. It really doesn't matter, right? I just need to make sure I have enough mana to double strike. I don't even to double strike both titans. I just need to double strike this one. Tethering Peaks and let's not get tricky. Let's just get Vesuva and copy Boros Garrison. Fuck it. I don't want to do the math really. We have way more than lethal here. Boom, 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 boom. Bounce the Boros Garrison. Yes. And now we find, I guess, Tolaria plus Sunhome. So this goes on the stack first. Tolaria, Tolaria, Sunhome this, Sunhome this. From 26 to minus 10, no big deal. Just don't worry about it. Just don't even worry about it. I think that I couldn't have. Yeah, I guess I could have, because I could have gotten the gemstone mine. So I should have gotten Tethering Peaks plus. Wait, what did I get? I got Tethering Peaks plus. No, I could not have. I couldn't have copied Vesuva because I wouldn't have access to white mana. So there's that. Okay, so Tor mode script. Yes, please. I guess my sideboard is not really great against Dredge. I mean, not that it needs to be, right? This is just a pretty good matchup overall. So at Teska, I would have been short on white mana. Because I'm not running Celestial Sanctuary, I'm just running the 4 Groove Turfs because I want to be able to cast my Breaches, Shadow Storm, Separates, etc. Do I want any of these guys? I don't think I do, right? None of these seem like they do anything. Maybe the Tusk? Maybe. I just don't think I would want it over like Emrakul or Prime Times or any of these. So I'm just not going to. I could side out a Scout because of Dark Blast, but like the upside of instant speed with Jukibog is just so damn high. It's just insane. I think I'm just gonna take out a Ghost Quarter. And just go with this. I want Spell Pierce, but I don't think I want Negate. Because I'm more concerned about playing this card in the early game. I guess Negate can stop like a big lethal Conflagrate. Kevin L, I assume that you're talking about like the max damage output, and I think that yes, I think that the line that I took was the max damage output that we could do with the lands that we had. Spell Pierce versus Negate. I'm on the draw, so I'm going to just bring in a Spell Pierce. Maybe I can like pierce a Cathartic Reunion if I get very lucky and I draw like exactly Gemstone Mine into whatever. Share68, thank you very much for that subscription. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. There we go. Whoops. Your second subscriber of the day, thank you very, very much for supporting the stream. Enjoy your remote. And I think we're going to mulligan this. It's likely that this Vesuva becomes a green source, but this is still a pretty slow draw. So I think I'm going to mulligan. Yeah, I just don't want to bank on my opponent playing exactly like in Stomping Ground or something on turn 1. Oh my. Uh, this one I'm going to keep. Just like the upside is literally a turn 3 kill, so I just need to find any untapped land here, or any non-bounce land basically. And even if I whiff on turn 1, I still have like 2 more turns before... I guess I have 1 more turn before this hand becomes bad. I'm a greedy person though, I tend to keep this kind of hand. So absolute best draw would be Bojuka Bog off the top. Bojuka Bog off the top. That's karma right there. Oh, this is karma right there because of last game. Last game we top decked the nuts, and now it's like the opposite of the nuts. But look at that, if we had kept the very first hand, we would be in just a bad of a spot. However, it's possible that we should have mulliganed this though. Ancient Grudge in there is not good for me though. They have a Dark Blast in hand, is that correct? Yeah, they... Okay. Okay, so we're going places now. We're going places. And the good thing about drawing Vesuva is that it allows me to like play Amulet and still develop my mana, because I can play the Gruul Turf and still have a bounce land in hand. So I don't need to like go all in on this Amulet surviving, which it might very easily not, because there's a Grudge hanging out there. So I can still develop my mana and stare and everything. Okay, so yeah, so the Grudge is gonna be getting my Amulet 100% now. Flashback looting. Yeah. Still hoping to draw into Bojuka Bog. Still hoping to draw into Bojuka Bog. Bojuka Bog? That actually does not change things. It's a fine card to have access to, but it doesn't change things. I mean, it would allow me to like sandbag my Amulet until next turn. Is that good though? I mean, my opponent can just hold up the forest and mess me up anyway, so I think I want to play out the tap land. And best case scenario, we can find a second Amulet off of these steerings, so it's not like completely awful. Ah, wow, this is a very, very... This is a very, very interesting pick here. Well, Kev and L, because I keep 27 lands is why I'm greedy. So, so that's like, if I were on like 25 lands, I would have not have kept that hand, because the chances of me actually drawing a non-bounce land, because it needs to be a non-bounce land, are actually much smaller, right? So, because I actually kept my AKA, you know, bad lands, it's what allows me to keep a hand like this. This is a crazy interesting pick, actually. So I'm gonna go down to 12 on the attack here. So I just need to get Bog. So my opponent's gonna spend their turn at least grudging my... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get the Bog here. Maybe this is wrong. So best top deck I can have is second Amulet. Probably gonna Dredge Dark Blast, hopefully. Sweet. They didn't find any... Oh, they just had a looting hand. Okay, that's bad. Yep, that's an Archimedes. So now my bog is very, very sad. Now this is gonna be slow because the 3 amalgams are coming back this turn. Damn it. Maybe they get greedy and they play like a cathartic. Oh no, they're gonna do both. My bad, my bad, my bad. You good, opponent, you're good. You're good. Yep. If I find another amulet here, maybe maybe I can get there. So I'm going to jump here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I would go down to 1. Vesuva. Bounce Vesuva. Play a Susa. What's the best way for me to develop my mana? I feel like I want to bog them here, but what is my second land drop? So if I play this, copying Gruul Turf, I'm able to play Coalition Relic here. If I play Coalition Relic, next turn I will have access to 6 mana, 7 mana potentially. 6 mana, and I can double strike a Titan. Yeah, this seems better. So we're gonna play this out, copy this. Float, Coalition Relic, put a counter. Okay, so if my opponent has like absolute nothing, we're gonna win next turn. They need to have like literal nothing though. Even like a hard cast Blood Gas would be lethal, which is hilarious. Even a hard cast Conflagrate would be would be lethal. Hopefully their hand is okay. That's not good for me. Okay. So far, so good. We're gonna jump this guy. Go down to 1. Am I dead, opponent? Do you have an answer for my amulet or my relic? Oh, the suspense is killing me. They seem to have something here. Hardcast Creeping Chill is lethal too. That's hilarious, yeah. I guess that's what's up. No, they have the Grudge. Okay. They got me. I could not have beaten that hand. Wait, I mean, Breach? Dude, Breach would have been lethal. Breach would have been lethal there. So there's that. But we were not lucky enough. That's fun. That was a cool game. That was a cool game. My opponent had the good stuff though. Not convinced about the spears. The thing is, I don't think there's anything else I would want. Let's run it back. Negate over EE? Yeah, that's fair actually. Gonna be on the play. This one we're gonna mulligan. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down. Yup. So this is very interesting, actually. I think I don't want... My opponent showed me that they kept their Dark Blasts. Because of that, I think I'm not gonna lead on Scout, but I'm gonna lead on Amulet instead. Because Amulet allows me to turn 1... turn 1, I can play Amulet. Turn 2, I can play a Gruul Turf and play Coalition Relic. And then I think I'm gonna play the Scout off the Coalition Relic. I think that's gonna be my sequencing. Otherwise, on turn 1, if my opponent doesn't have a way to enable Dredge, if I play Scout on 1, they kill my Scout and they enable Dredge, and then I'm delayed by a full turn. So I think that is a good enough reason for me to lead on Amulet. They have no one-mana answers to this. Okay. So here I will withdraw the Titan. And I think I'm gonna do these. Yeah. So here I can play around Ancient Grudge by playing out 2 artifacts and a ramp creature. So I like this. Very interesting sequencing this game. Very, very interesting sequencing. The way the matchup and the way our hand turned out, it led us into a very unusual path. So now they can only grudge a single thing. Probably they will grudge... Oh, my opponent's dead. Sweet. I mean, I guess they can flip some, like, Creeping Chills and whatnot. Oh, my opponent's, like, super dead. So, play out the turf. Bounce. Replay the turf. Bounce. 2, 3. Asusa. Play here. So... I feel like I'm actually more interested in... So my opponent can chump with the Narcomoeba, so I can only 20 them here. Because of that, I think I'm going to Bog Plastolaria in order to set up next turn. Or I can simply just like hard cast this Titan, right? Yeah, that actually seems way better. So it doesn't die EOT. Since I cannot kill my opponent because I would only be bringing them down to 1. So I think I'm actually going to choose to hardcast Titan. Yeah, I guess that was the other option. Yeah, you're right, Dom. I missed lethal. I could have attacked with Scouts and just like kill this Gemstone Mine. I mean, it doesn't matter. We're going to be winning anyway. It's just a matter of like the most optimal play, I guess. So, Garrison, Stronghold. And now we're gonna get Bujuku Bog. I'm gonna bounce the Gemstone here, actually. Now we're gonna get Bujuku Bog Plastolaria, in case my opponent has something like Assassin's Trophy or something. Bujuku Bog. This is game, though. My opponent cannot come back from this. In a million years. Just Amulet doing Amulet things. But yeah, you're correct, Dom. I actually missed lethal here. I actually missed lethal. It's funny that we found I was able to find like the game 1 lethal, and now the game I missed the game 3 lethal. It happens sometimes. Even if they have another reunion, yeah, this is just irrelevant. Sure, you got an Archamiva. You want to bring back those amalgams? Sure, bring him back. Bring him back. Oh, 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 wow. My opponent's getting frisky over there. They're like, yeah, swing. Swing for one. You're at 19 now. Got me, opponent. You got me. You want to go for overkill, opponent? I'm going to show you how we go for overkill around here. Let me show you how we go for overkill around here. Ha! Attacking with your 1/1. What a joke. This is how we overkill around here. Hey. Alright. We're gonna peaks plus. Yep. You're dead. Good times. Good times. Good times. 2-1 versus Dredge. Are currently 2-0. General in game 1 against Brit, where why do we actually care what they do? They don't really have a win con against us because we easily stop the relay by stop. Because if your opponent is good, they will not allow you to stop them, if that makes sense. This is a fine hand. We need to find a bounce land here, but it's pretty good. It's slightly awkward because we can all like Amulet and Steerings on turn 2. But yeah, usually Untitled Bridge is bad for us, and I guess like our only out, and I've won game like I've won games like this before, is to watch out for like actual deck size. And Dredge again? Damn, so much Dredge. You really need to be watching out for deck size, and you need to do exactly what they do. They need to like lower their guard, and they need to lower their guard, and then they activate Hypno Rivulet somehow, and you exile it with Bog. That's literally your only out. And they need to have Bottle Cloister in play too. Okay, so we lead on Steerings. We need to find a bounce land here. Bingo. Then we Amulet. And then we pass the turn and we win next turn, essentially. They don't have a way to win neither, right? Yes, if they don't play Bottle Cloister. If they play out the Bottle Cloister, they're gonna be drawing 2 a turn, while you're gonna be drawing just 1. So that way, you might be ahead in the decking war. But Hypno Rivulet is what actually decks you. So yeah, game 1, if you are able to like somehow find a way to make that work out for you, then wow, my opponent somehow had no Dredgers there. So my opponent's dead. Sequencing. Okay, so we're going to Simic, Transmute for Titan. Then I guess we can Simic Azusa first. It's just plus mana. Gonna bounce this, play out the Azusa. That's... Do we have enough mana? We have 9. 1, 2... Because we might need to transmit for Bojuka Bog if we don't have enough mana. So, in order to buy one more turn. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're exactly 1 mana short. That's real unfortunate. So I think we will need to get Bojuka Bog, which is fine. It's going to win us the game anyway, right? So do some of this. Transmute for Bojuka Bog. And now we have... we can... I guess we bog them and we play out the relic just because it's better value. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Bog you. Simic growth. Man, Bojuka Bog is such an... such a role player, man. Now we can safely F6. They can't win. How do you feel and chat feel about playing Fracturing Gust in Amulet Cyber for against We're another artifact that hardened scales? So I don't really like that because they have the big issue. What I'm trying to say here, the big issue that the deck has and why the deck is so good is because it plays a full 4 Welding Jars. And Welding Jar makes things really awkward, okay? Yeah, my opponent figured out that because they know we have the Simic Growth in hand and this will be getting the Amulet. So... Fracturing Gust doesn't do anything to stop... let me pause for a second. We take out a Ghost Squatter, and what was the other card? Oh, Explosives, right? This is what we did before on the draw spell pierce on the play negate. Or was it a Steerings? Nah, this I actually like this better. Okay, let's do this. So they regenerate their stuff with Welding Jar, and that's the big issue. That's the big problem, because it means that your Rex Sages, your Engineered Explosives are pretty ineffective. Even with this list, Woodford Primus doesn't really do it, and it's one of the big reasons to play something like World Breaker. Yeah, I'm keeping this. If we draw a bounce land, we win. If we draw a bounce land, this is a turn 2 Titan. Granted, it needs to be a Simic. Man. My Dredge opponents are so good at getting turn 1 looting. They're like so good. Yeah, so the two cards that I was looking at are Croissant Grip and Hercules Recall. Those are the two cards that I was looking at, and my opponent dredged something. Let me check the chat. Whoops. They dredged Thug. So Amalgam's gonna be coming back. We're just gonna have 6 here. Is this gonna be... Yeah, Cathartic Reunion. Just don't find dredgers. No dredgers. Oh, yes, dredgers. Damn it. Imp, Thug, Loam. Thug, Imp, Loam. Just casual triple Crip and Chill. Don't worry about it. The good thing is we win, right? So we're gonna do 1, 2... we actually don't have lethal. Damn it. So this is for Pact for Azusa, play Azusa, up to 9 mana, transmute for Titan. Titan gets Vesuva plus... Yeah, we actually don't have lethal because we are gonna need to Pact for something else. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. What can we do then? Do I care about anything in my opponent's graveyard? Not really. Their hand is Thug, Imp, Loam. They don't have any dredgers besides Salvage right now. How do I set up? Let's say I transmute this turn. If I transmute this turn, I'm going to assume my opponent does not have Thoughtseizes. Yeah, my opponent's Crippin' Chills were actually insane. If they had only found 2, well, I guess they would go in on 1. So never mind. Yeah, so Recall is definitely what I'm gonna be testing now. The only problem that Recall has is it gets blanked by Witchbane's Orb, Witchbane Orb, whatever. But that's literally the only thing. So I can Pact for Azusa, Simic, Bounce, Stronghold, play out the Azusa, play Forest, plus T-West, transmute second T-West for second Pact, and set up for lethal next turn if my Azusa doesn't die. That seems to be the best line. That seems to be the best line. I would be dead to Ghost Squatter. And that's about it. Yeah, so I think the play is going to be to play out the Azusa and use this turn, bounce the Simic, and use this turn to transmute. I guess I need to transmute for a second bounce land, actually. Because I will need to play out the Simic Growth and leave it in play, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to pay for the Azusa Pact. Huh, very interesting. Yeah, but I think that we're in bad shape already, right? What is the alternative? Like, play land and pass? Does that leave us lethal for next turn? I don't think so. I think we're banking on Azusa to survive. And we're banking on my opponent not having... banking on my opponent not having Ancient Grudge. So I think the best setup we can do is... Oh, actually, we can leave blue. We can leave up blue here. So we can do what I was gonna say, Pact for Azusa, but using this gemstone money instead. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's do this like so. So we're gonna do this. We're going to bounce here. Now we pact for Azusa. We're gonna play Azusa, making sure we leave blue floating. And now we're gonna be playing Gemstone Mine plus, I guess, Stronghold. Yeah, because this means that this can stay in play for next turn, so we can Vesuva it. And now we tap for blue and colorless. And now we're going to transmute for another Simic Growth here. And now we just hope that my opponent has nothing. Like 0. Because most things kill us. They drew the Dakmor Salvage. They dredged the Salvage. No, it's not. It's not Dom's list. Dom is in chat though, so say hi to him. He's helping out. I'm not. I'm not really a master of this list, to be honest with you. He's the one. But this is my take on the bridge list. It's kind of great that Bloodghasts are exactly non-hasty. If this is a lightning axe, that's very troublesome. I mean, we can still just like top deck another Azusa, right? Faithless looting. Ghast. Sorry, Dark Blast. And Natural Draw. And they discard Amalgam plus Imp. Imp Mulligan. So if they play the Dagmer Salvage here, I'm gonna be feeling pretty good about my position. Yeah, I'm definitely letting this go. Down to 5. So now we just need to not draw any of our quote-unquote combo pieces. Classic hasty Bloodghast on the second main phase. Oh, I just realized we actually need to top deck a Titan in order to win here. Because we're only playing 2 Tolaria Wests. Titan, please? Nope. Well, the only playing 2 Tolaria Wests is really coming to bite us in the ass here. So let's say that I had transmitted for Summoner Pact last turn, and we had a Pact here, then we could do nothing, right? Because we can't transmute this. We still had a Pact to pay. Punt. So I liked doing what we did. It's just not gonna work out because my opponent's on 22. And we don't have any way of dealing... Dude, we actually do. We can double strike the Azusa and then do the last 2 points of damage. Yes! Azusa! Alright, let's go. Oh, classic. Alright, so we're gonna do Simic Growth plus Simic Growth again. So this is 8 mana. We're gonna transmute down to 5. Yeah, I think we transmute down to 5, get Boros plus... Get Boros plus Boros plus Vesuva. We're going to activate on Titan. Then on the attack trigger, we're gonna get Sunhome. Yeah, I don't have enough colored mana. Because I would have already fetched the Vesuva. Damn it. So that's gonna be 16. I think I can only bring my opponent down to 1. I think I can only bring my opponent down to 1. No, it wouldn't, Punt, because we wouldn't have a bounce land in hand. We still needed to pay for Pact and upkeep. Oh, you meant just like not fetch the Azusa last turn? Is that what you meant? Damn, I'm literally 1 mana short. I do remember Teetering Peaks, but I'm short on white mana. Crumbling Vestige. Does Crumbling Vestige help me? So I'm going to... Pact for Titan. Down to 5. I mean, I need to play this again, I guess. Oh, I can have access to 2 extra mana from the Simic Growth. I think I'm short on white anyway, though. Double strike the 10. I would have already played the Vesuva. I think we're short exactly 1 white mana. Maybe we can get Gemstone. Oh, we can get Gemstone. So here we're gonna waste 1 mana, that's fine. So we're gonna do Vesuva, copy Stronghold plus Garrison. Haste here. So let's say we get Gemstone. Oh, damn it. Let's say we get Gemstone. Gemstone Sunhome would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be enough to like double strike and swing for 21. We're short on white. We're literally short on white. Because we can also get Teetering Peaks. Teetering Peaks would mean that I flat out cannot activate Sunhome. We're short 1 mana. Yeah, so I guess that... Yeah, it would be fine if there was a third Tolaria, but we only have 2 and we used them already. So we can only bring my opponent down to 1. And I think that I don't need to show them Teetering Peaks. Yeah, we're short a single white mana. Damn, this is so shitty. On a 1. Now we can concede. Very, very unfortunate. So on the play we want negate over Pierce. And the rest is fine. Crap. Well, third Tolaria not being in the deck really punished us that game. Damn right. You're damn right I'm gonna keep this hand. So let's draw something like a negate here. That would be a sick draw. Bujuki Bog would also be cool. Negate would be great because it would stop any... It's always funny when you are like thinking about your possible lines and you're like, this would be pretty good, or this would be pretty reasonable here, and then you get a top deck that flat out wins you the game. So that's hilarious. I love it when that happens. Always such a good time. Always such a good time. Are you guys having a good time? Are you guys having a good time? I think my opponent's having a good time over there. I think my opponent's having a good time over there. What do you guys think? Is my opponent having a good time? I wonder if we're gonna get some sweet little tilt in chat. I wonder. Okay, so this. Oh, yeah. Turn 2. Whoops, not Tron 2. Turn 2. There we go. Alright. So I'm kind of sorry for my opponent because we tanked for like 8 minutes on the previous turn, and then we killed him on turn 2 on game 3. So sorry, opponent. It wasn't on purpose. We were trying to find a very complicated line. All right. You guys are seeing this, right? How many times have I drawn this crap today? Yeah. Sure. Titan? No Titan, so we bought him. Let's see what we're playing against. Soul Scar Mage. Question now. What do we do here? Do we run out the Azusa? It's very, very likely to die to a something stage or to a... or to a bolt. So it will be effectively gaining us 3 life and getting us 1 land drop. Alternatively, we can try to go for the get lucky play, which would be try to top deck exactly a bounce land and just play out all of our lands. I don't think I like that play though. Well, we can breach. Yeah, I guess we cannot breach. We would need to draw exactly Groot Turf, so we would be playing for the same thing. Oh, they are swinging. 100% they are swinging, but I mean, it doesn't matter whether they're swinging or not. I'm just wondering how likely is this Azusa to survive, and I'm thinking not very. Yeah. Just into the bridge with Cavern. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. If If this cavern were a red source, I would 100% just like play out the red source and pass the turn. But because it isn't, I think I'm going to play out the Azusa, which is very shitty. Like if this Azusa dies, we're gonna be in a pretty awful spot actually. Imagine these dice right now. We're F6 in here, by the way. Don't find the bolt, don't find the bolt, don't find the bolt. Yeah, there's no bolt there. Funny enough, if they looting here, they lose the game. Please be greedy and looting. Dude, you gotta find that Phoenix, man. You gotta find that Phoenix. Looting is your best shot at finding that Phoenix, so you know, you gotta find it. I mean, what are the chances that you're dead next turn? They're not very likely, right? It's not very likely that you would die next turn. So yeah, you for sure need to go after that Phoenix. Just don't worry about it. They chose the correct play instead. So unfortunate. That's actually not a bad draw at all. It's gonna save me some damage here. Some damages. In this case, would you not name Giant to hide that you have prime time? I mean, it's completely irrelevant. I guess I could have named Human to maybe hide that I'm running, to maybe suggest that I'm running Trinket Mage. It's just so minor, it doesn't matter whatsoever. If they let me, I think I'm blocking here because it blanks this light up the stage unless they bolt face. So I think it's correct to block there. Yep, now they can't cast this anymore. Sweet. I guess we Titan. I assume they're holding... Young Bloody, thank you for the follow. I assume they're holding Bolt here. Please don't have Bolt, I guess. No Bolt? Oh, sweet. No Bolt, you say. I want to have a green source, so... Backed in here for Primeval Titan. It's nice that we don't need to show them through the breach. That's kind of sweet. Garrison, Stronghold. I'm at 14. I feel like I probably want to... I can't kill them, so I want to probably set up Tolaria. Tolaria what? Tolaria Bog? I guess if they spend their turn flashing back Faithless Looting, that's actually very good for me. So yeah, I'm gonna get Tolaria plus Simic. How can I die next turn? Can I die next turn? I have a pact to pay. I'm not gonna play around main deck Blood Moon. That part is sure. That part is for sure. So I have enough to pay for pact already. Teleria Simic Bounce Boros sounds pretty good. Yeah, let's go for that, I guess. I kind of want to hedge around against Bolt on my Titan here, and then would make it a 3/3. I guess it doesn't. It still doesn't trade with the Soulscar Mage, so that's fine. Yeah. So let's do this. We're gonna bounce Boros. I don't think the white build can support. Damn, it really got me. I don't think the white version can support Shutterstorm, and I think Crippling Corrosion is just not good enough against where Welding Jar is the big issue. And Shutterstorm makes it not do anything, while Crippling Corrosion, it's, well, not great. But una muerte en directo. Yeah. So this is fine. I'm kind of sad that I bounced this now. I think if my opponent, like, they discard whatever and they attack with both and they play a land, let's say that they have Bolt, I would be at 11, Scars would be at 3 each. Well, they discarded a Phoenix, so that incentivizes them to do their stuff on their first main phase. They can have, I guess, Gut Shot plus blah. Yeah, so they do attack. Okay, so let's say that my opponent has Bolt plus Gut Shot in hand, which would obviously be their best the best possible 2 cards to have, right? So that would mean that I will be getting 4 plus 4, 8 plus Bolt and Gut Shot. That would be 12. So I'm still not dead. So I just let this attack go, right? They only have 2 cards in hand. Yep, I take this. No blocks. It looks like they got nothing though. And if they got nothing, they dead. They are dead on board. I don't want to show them Breach. So far, I literally played out like a regular Amulet list, so there's no need for me to show them through the Breach. So we're gonna take out Pact of Negation. We're gonna bring in a Braid. We're gonna bring in Tusk and Woodfall Primus. I do like explosives in this matchup. We can probably side out a Titan since we're bringing in so many threats. Bog is great. Ghost Quarter is... Man, I guess we can take out Cavern. And we can take out a couple of Scouts. I kinda want to play this member, but I don't think I want to. Hornet Queen is the other card that I'm somewhat interested in having in my deck. Yeah, they play 4 Soulscar Mage and 4 Monastery Swift Spear, so that's why I do like the explosives in the matchup. CJL2215, yes, you should expect it. I think the deck is great, and I think it's an awful matchup. That's why I'm in the latest white Amulet list that I've been working on. I have a 1-of Horkul's Recall in my sideboard, which is almost exclusively for that matchup. It has the added benefit that it is great against like Hardened Scales, Affinity, stuff like that. But it's mostly for the Weir matchup. I think that matchup is awful for us. Okay, let's finish up sideboarding. Oh, my opponent is saying something in chat. This is our 60. Are we happy? I think we are. I think we are. Maybe we might want Tormod's Crit, but this hand is outstanding. I'm gonna keep this. We even have our basic forest. There's the Scar Mage. We're gonna lead on Amulet first. Next turn we can double steer if we want to. Well, I guess we could have steered into explosives, so how likely do you guys think I am to find a second bounce land in the top? It can be any bounce land, by the way, but I think it's just very strong to Collision Relic here. I think it's just very, very strong for me to Relic here. Yeah, Bridge Primus is insane. Shop, yeah, that's literally like the main reason. I'm super afraid of Blood Moon from this deck. I think because of that, I am going to play out the Relic. Now the question is, do I charge or do I steer? Do I charge or do I steer? That is the question. I think I want to play around some kind of artifact destruction, so I'm going to steer. Getting Vesuva here. Yeah, I think I like getting Vesuva because I can potentially copy my forest if my opponent doesn't bloodman me exactly this turn, which is possible. If they bloodman me, I can Pact for Sage though. Yep, there's the moon. Solid draw. Really solid draw. Bad part is I'm gonna... So I played out this turn. Oh, and we win on the following turn, right? Yeah, that's pretty strong. Asusa. Play out this dead gemstone mine. I'm gonna hold the Vesuva in hand. If they have double moon, that's gonna get me. If they have double moon, that gets me, but if they don't, I'm not blocking with this Asusa, by the way. Because I can Pact for Sage, and then if they tap out, I can Titan them. Because it would be Pact for Sage. What is this? Shattering Spree? Well, I did not see that one coming, that's for sure. Damn. Alright. Well, we found another pact, so I'm going to... I guess we pact for Sage and we play out a second forest. That's so bad though. What is the likelihood that my opponent has a second Blood Moon either in hand or in the top card of their deck? Because if they flashback looting, I don't care, right? Because otherwise it would be technically better for me to bounce, to copy Simic and bounce the gemstone. Uh, yeah, we couldn't have a shop. We couldn't have. We had to tap their relic to cast the Susa. Alright. Bring in the Sage. Sage the Moon. Yeah, I think that we just have to basically accept that we are dead to another Blood Moon. So if I find Simic here, I pay for Pact. Pay for Pact and have 1, 2 mana next turn. Do I like Amulet better? I think I like Amulet better here. Because it allows me to kill. It allows me to kill if I manage to find... I still can cast a Titan in 2 turns, and this allows me to kill next turn if this Azusa survives and I top deck a bounce land. I should have attacked, by the way, because this is not blocking. Second Bloodman wins them the game, and that's fine. That's something that I just accepted with the play that I made. And it's okay. This is something that you need to learn to do with this deck. You know, you just need to accept when you're dead to Bloodman. Take it in the chin. If you're dead to second Bloodman, you're dead to second Bloodman. Then you kill if you draw a Breach as well. Yes, but I don't need to draw Breach to like effectively kill, I guess. I don't think this deck is playing any kind of stuff like rituals and shit, so also it's kind of good for me that my opponent cited in a card like Shattering Spree. Granted, it was very good right there. No argument at all. It was extremely good right there, but that means that they probably cited out some kind of like lightning bolt stuff or whatever. So I guess we can double block here. That means Azusa dies though. But that means that my opponent's clock is severely diminished next turn. Yes, I'm okay with this. If they have the gacha, they have the gacha, that's fine. I guess they could have surgical too, but that's also fine. Okay, so now I can chomp, which means that my opponent will likely not be doing a lot of damage next turn. And do I want to play an extra land? I think I do. That's going to be 4. It's still not going to be enough to... I'm going to play it up. No attacks. Pass the turn. Do your worst. No, they found the second Blood Moon. Guess we can still draw Breach. You can still draw a Breach. We're out of Rex Sages. Alright, give me Breach off the top, please. I am forcing them to do something here. Because otherwise I'm dead to a bolt anyway. Yep, there we go. So this gives me one more turn to Breach. Oh, they just... Well, that was a slow roll. We were not drawing the Breach in time. That was a very interesting game. I probably need to find the second Blood Moon. And that is usually the case that I find myself in most times against this kind of decks. Usually the first Blood Moon is fine, and the second one is the one that gets you. Which is shitty, but it's what it is. Anything we might want to change? I don't think so. I guess. It's a weird hand, but I think it's a keep. And we're gonna be able to play Azusa before Blood Moon, so we can safely play the Gruul Turf here, which is kind of cool. Second Gruul Turf is an amazing draw out there. Second Gruul Turf is an excellent draw. So here we're gonna play out Fountain. This is actually pretty awesome for us here. My opponent used like a bunch of their stuff, and they are not really doing anything. So I'm expecting. I am kind of expecting a Blood Moon on turn 3 here. There it is. Yep. Do I chump? Do I save 2? Nah. I mean, we have to do it. Pact for Sage. Sage this. Yes. Now we try to find a way to not die to... I guess we find Simic. We are again dead to second Blood Moon, but that is what it is. And here, this is going to be a little bit weird, but I am going to play the Simic, and I'm going to bounce the Turf. So my upkeep, I'm going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then having the Gruul Turf in hand will allow me to use this blue mana to transmute for a Titan for the following turn. Yeah, we can swing with this. Second Blood Moon wins them the game again. So I would appreciate no slow rolls, opponent. If you have it, you have it. Got shot. My Rex Sage, sure. They paid mana for Gutshot too. What? Why? Bolty Azusa. That is a big win for the home team. That is a really big win for us. Alright, so let's find something here. Something? Ugh. Is that something? Is that something? Well, this allows me to have a blocker and to transmute here. So that's not terrible. Let's do this. Gonna bounce this. Play a Azusa. Land drop. Yeah. Transmute for Summoner's Pact. Go. Again, second Blood Moon wins them the game, basically. That's not a second Blood Moon. Okay, sweet. Hope this is like a Shattering Spree or something. Yeah. And this is what I was saying earlier, you know, like, my opponent is playing this card that doesn't really do anything. So... it's pretty good for us. We're gonna... I guess we can take this. Sick. I definitely want to find the second forest, because at this point we are quickly approaching the point where Blood Moon is literally the only way that we lose this game. So we're gonna get Primeval Titan. Gonna Prime Time. Yes. And we can get basic. Do we care about Bedlam Brother? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's actually very... How likely is it that my opponent's last card in hand is a Bedlam Reveler? I guess it's not that likely. And if it is, we don't really care that much anyway, because they can't like Reveler and Blood Moon on the same turn. Oh, I'm stupid. I'm so not used to be playing Crumbling Vestige. Yep, I should have 100% done the line that... I'm so not used to playing Crumbling Vestige. That's right, damn it. Yeah, you are correct, Punt. I punted. Yep. I'm kind of interested in Forest into Tuleria. Or like Forest Garrison. My opponent already used 2 lightning bolts. So this Titan is not like insanely likely to die. Especially because they need to be exactly lightning bolts, because Skewer the Critics doesn't do anything because they can't do bolt plus critics. Because I'm planning on blocking. So we're for sure getting basic Forest, and I guess we're getting Tuleria West. I just don't think I care about Bedlam Reveler, to be honest. It's just so much tinier than my Primeval Titan. Yeah, I'm gonna get Tuleria West. This will allow me to, if I draw a bounce land, I can have an extra Titan, which makes my top decks better. And yeah, I could play around Reveler, I just don't care about the card. Like, it doesn't do anything on this board. And if my opponent spends their turn playing out a Reveler, I think I'm very happy. If they attack with both, I think I just block with the Azusa. Let's block here. I don't want to make it easy on my opponent to kill this Titan. Yeah, we packed it. Yep. Alright, so Bold Face. This brings me down to 7. 5. No Reveler. So this should kind of be game over. Does that matter? I don't think it does. So play Azusa. We get Boros. We play Azusa, we get Boros plus Boros Garrison plus second bounce land. I guess Gruul Turf. So what this allows me to do is this allows me to bounce the Tuleria and bounce the Fountain. Bouncing the Tolaria allows me to transmute for EE on... Oh, alternatively, I can get... I was trying to blank their dudes, so what I can do is I can go get Bog plus Kalni. Or I can get Boros plus Kalni. Again, I don't think I really care about Bedlam Reveler. Yep, let's do this. I think I'm gonna bounce the Fountain. Make sure I don't die to like Double Bolt or something stupid. Boom, boom. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking, Pont, to get double bounce land and get Tolaria plus Fountain. But I think I kind of like this better because this effectively blanks my opponent's attackers anyway. Right? Because I'm not afraid to throw an Azusa under the bus, like I don't care. Teehee. That's a really funny top deck right there, actually. Yeah, opponent says it's 4-0, so they wanted to ask if I would be conceding to them. I'm like, nope, sorry. All right. Opponent's a good sport. They gave me the GGs. 4-0. We'll go to the bathroom real quick and I'll be right back. You guys give me 1 minute. It's so tough to find a pairing at 4-0, you know. Sweet. Finally found somebody. So we're 4-0 and we beat 2-1 versus Mono Reed Phoenix. All right. I mean, I'm gonna keep this. Turn 2 win if we find the... Turn 2 win if we find the... Oh, it's not a turn 2 win, never mind. Well, actually... Okay, so what do we want to play on 1? This is actually an interesting question. So let's say we top deck a Titan, right? If we top deck a Titan, we have Stronghold in hand, so we can't win anyway. Because of that, I think I'm gonna lead a Fountain. Play Amulet, pass a turn. Gonna do F6. Is this Jund? It is Jund. Alright. Choose your pose on OP. I'm not playing around Miles from Pulse. Yeah, I didn't. And actually, I messed it up there. No, it actually doesn't matter. No, it does. Yes, I should have played Gemstone right there because if we top deck Tolaria, that's gonna be like delaying me for 2 turns before I can transmute. So that was a mistake. That was a mistake. Opponent on the turn 2, play tap land and pass. Yep. Yeah, that was some bad sequencing. I should have played Gemstone on 2. Just don't be playing main deck Blockman, that's all I'm asking for. Is this a Maelstrom Pulse? Liliana of the Veil. What do we discard here? I think we discard the Gemstone. Just because Kalni is going to be so good against this card specifically. And let's say that we top deck Tolaria. That means that I'm going to be spending this turn playing out the Gemstone, and then Liliana's gonna take up again. Yeah, so this Gemstone is not really transmuting, really. Titan, please. That's a scout. That doesn't do anything. Should I even play this out? I mean, this can attack Liliana. Is that worth it? The problem is that if I hold this, I mean, I'm gonna play out my land, right? If I hold the scout in hand and my opponent goes Inquisition into Liliana, then I'm in a lot of trouble. Because that will leave me with no lands. Oh yeah, I know, I'm still fine. Okay, so I'm gonna play the Gruul Turf here. Play out the Gruul Turf, bounce the Radiant Fountain. I'm going to play out the Scout and attack Liliana. Because this is going to be like my window to do so. And this is going to be 4 mana, and I'm going to discard the Fountain. I'm going to discard the Fountain to the Lily. And then Kalni with the help of Double Amulet is going to mean that if I top deck a Titan, I can cast it anyway. I would not bounce Turf, because if I bounce Turf, I'm not developing my mana, and if I'm trying to be able to like play around Maelstrom Pulse if at all possible, because I think that's a card that is very likely in my opponent's deck. So as I explained, with this amount of lands in play, I can still Titan next turn. So we're gonna bring Liliana to 1. And we could have activated and made another land drop, but again, I don't want my opponent. I want to this Liliana Plus to be discarding this Radiant Fountain instead of this Kalni Garden. Because this casts a Titan and this does not. And I simply won't have enough lands to cast a Titan. That Lightning Bolt is amazing for me. That's a really good Lightning Bolt for me. Titan, please. Titan. I guess I'm going to... Oh, I don't need to bounce anything. My bad. I think I'm playing around Trophy. What do you guys think? We can kill little Liliana here. I'm actually really into this. Already at NT9, thank you for that follow. I want to make sure that I have enough red sources, of course. But here I just realized that I can get Garrison plus Stronghold, and I can haste both the Primetime and the Plant token. So even if my opponent trophies my Titan, which granted would be very, very bad, I can still kill the Liliana, which would be very, very good. So I'm into that play, actually. That's hilarious. Haste Titan. Haste Kalni token. Oh my, this is great. And I'm gonna bounce the Vesuva. And let's say that my opponent has Abrupt Decay and they decay my plant token. That still kills Liliana, and this Titan attack will... Yeah, there's a trophy. Here's a trophy, yeah, that's fine, I guess. Not awesome, but it's not game over. Because we're able to deal with this Liliana here. That's hilarious. We can still very easily pay for Pact here. Boom, boom, boom. Coalition Relic. Sure. Yeah, actually I'm gonna play this out because this allows me to transmute for a Titan if we find it. Which we are otherwise unable to do, so... We're gonna play this out. Play the Relic. Bouncing Vesuva again, of course. This is great. This is gonna be K-Command or something. K-Command would be annoying, actually. Actually, K-Command is a massive reason for us to basically hold the card in hand for the rest of the game. Wegco, actually, Burn is an awesome matchup. I usually have like an above like 70% win percentage against Burn. In fact, once yeah, Grixie's Shadow is pretty bad. I think we're just gonna F6 here. My opponent just never found the threat. We're not gonna F6 here, though. Is this a Blood Braid? Shit. This one is bad for us. I mean, Thoughtseize, I want you... That's very bad. That's very, very, very bad. Ugh. Sweet, they destroyed the wrong artifact. Cool. Grixis Weir is pretty bad. The people say it's unwinnable. Just wrong. That's the people. Yeah, Ponza. Usually, Pond and Wine plays a different version though. Weko, just so you know, and that version is much better against. Much better against Ponza than regular versions. So. Gonna add blue here. Gonna try to find a Tolaria here. We found explosives. I think I'm actually interested in... Should I play around another K command? My opponent didn't have it because they would have done it last turn. I think I'm gonna take the gemstone here. Yeah, just take the gemstone here and just not play it. I guess I'll swing. If they want to trade their Bloodbraid with a plant token, I'm game. Alright, you got no clock. Alright, so our top decks are, for the most part, better than theirs. I mean, we can still top deck like a freaking Emrakul and be very, very sad. Or a Breach and also be very, very sad. Or we can just top deck a Primeval Titan. For sure. That's also a possibility. Ding 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 ding. 4, 5, and I'm still very interested in not playing this out. Vesuva's dead. And I'm definitely getting Tolaria, playing out like Terminate or whatever, like another trophy or something. I think I'm getting this right here. And I think I'm bouncing the Boros Garrison. Yeah. I want to hold the bounce land in hand so I can transmit next turn and play around like a Thoughtseize or something. Sure, I guess I'll use the counter here. Seems better than using the gemstone. Oh, my opponent doesn't have an answer to Titan. They dead. So that's Sunhome plus Vestige does it. Gruul Turf also does it. Yeah. So they've shown me no answer. Double strike? Question mark? I guess I'll bounce Kalni at that point. Sweet. We junded them. Hehe. We definitely want explosives. We want Tusk. We want Colossus. We want Hornet Queen. We don't want Emrakul. I guess we do want a Braid. We don't want Pact of Negation. I don't like Through the Breach in matchups like this. Cards that don't do anything by themselves are usually awful top decks against Jund, so I'm not into any of this. Scales draws are too fast for us. Yeah, I agree with that. I think Scales is definitely advantage against Amulet. Yeah, they... I think I would like to cut breaches before I cut amulets. And I think I would probably cut scouts before cutting amulets too. The beautiful thing about playing stuff like Coalition Relic is that you are worse against specifically Ancient Grudge, but you are better against stuff like Call Against Command and shit like that. I could maybe see... I think I actually do like Scout, and I can probably take out one Amulet. In fact, I could probably take out one Summoner's Pact, to be honest. Like, we have so many threats. A Braid destroys Damping Sphere, it kills Bob, and it kills Scavenging News. It's definitely not loose. Bob is literally the card that we are the most afraid from them, so having answers to Bob is never loose. Their kick commands are gonna be good. Just like get over it. You can make them slightly worse, but they are gonna be good always. Why do I want Relic so much in this matchup? Did you just see what Relic did that game? Did you just see how much Relic ramped me? And then it gave me the mana that I needed in order to do whatever it was that I needed. Relic is amazing. And if you guys have not... If you play in paper and you haven't gotten your copies of Coalition Relic, I would do so quickly. Okay, I'm gonna go with this configuration. Maybe we can change something for game 3 if it comes to that. But I think at least one Coalition Relic is gonna be kind of like a norm from now on. I think Coalition Relic is insane. And this is a hand I'm willing to keep, especially against a deck like Jund. We have ways to stop their early development. More important than anything, Bob. Fucking hate Bob. Bob's so freaking good against us. They moved to 6 and they kept on top. Hopefully they like Thoughtseize Amulet or something irrelevant like that. Sweet. Just calling the shots over here. Don't worry about it. Just calling the shots. We're way more... Yeah, we're way more interested in actual lands than stuff like Amulet and like virtual lands, I guess. The only problem would be like a turn 3 Fulminator. That would be backbreaking. That's a buff that we can easily kill with a Dismember, so... We're gonna do so right now. I guess I play around Fulminator. Don't fulminate me, bro. Liliana would also be kind of annoying, to be honest. But Fulminator would be would be pretty backbreaking. Because I'm gonna be forced into playing this out very soon. That's a Fulminator. Steerings. Yeah. At this point, I'm just trying to get there with like regular line drops. I'm gonna try to delay these 2 bounce lands for as long as I possibly can. Thoughts on Cyclonic Rift against the Weird Person deck? I think it's a possibility. I like Hercule's Recalls. Hercule's Recall better. There we go. That worked out. You see, K-Command would be absurd here. They can like fulminate me, make me discard, and bring back Fulminator. What's a Blood Braid? Well, the good thing is they can't. They didn't sack their Fulminator pre-K-Command. So they can't sack it now. So that's hilarious. They get back Bob and make me discard. Okay, so I will discard this. Now the question is, my opponent cannot play Bob this turn. I think I dismember this Blood Braid to keep my life total high, actually. And I pay 1 here. We're kind of all in like trying to find a tap source. This is not looking good. This Fulminator is really backbreaking. Have I explained today how good this card is? Have I done so yet? Ladies and gentlemen, this card is incredible. This card is very, very, very good. At this point, I kind of want to entice my opponent to sack their Fulminator. I already have an untapped source. Nah, I'm just going to play out the Cavern on Giant. Dude, Relic has impressed me over and over and over and over again. I guess they can have like another K command here. They didn't have it the previous turn though. I guess Decay would also be very bad for us. In fact, Decay would probably be the worst. Because even Assassin's Trophy allows me to Titan unless my opponent sacks their Fulminator on one of these lands. But Decay would be pretty good. That's a Tarmogoyf. Put a charge counter on this. Damn, man. So good. Green, bam, bam, bam. Pact. What kind of Titan is this? I mean, I guess we can Hornet Queen. What if we Hornet Queen here? Can we pay for Pact? You know what? I think I'm gonna Hornet Queen. What are people's thoughts? Cause if they answer my Titan, I'm taking 6. I'm taking 5 from this Goyf, and I'm dying to a Bolt. Yes, I am. My opponent did nothing for like 6 turns. So I'm pretty sure my opponent's hand must be like Assassin's Trophy, I don't know, like 2 or 3 removal spells. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Hornet Queen. I think my opponent is simply too likely to have too much removal in hand. This blanks the Goyf, actually clocks them very well since they're at 10. And it makes the removal spells very bad unless they have exactly Maelstrom Pulse. If they have exactly Pulse, sure, they got me. Oh, one card is Bob. Yeah, that's a good assessment that I had forgotten about. You see, they had the Bolt in hand. Yeah. That's a land. So they have Bob plus X. That's a Bob. And I'm pretty sure this insect army is going to kill my opponent. Like, if my opponent's hand is Astrophy, if I had gotten a Titan, I would have probably died. So there's that. Okay, so we're gonna pay for Pact, not costing us this gemstone mine, which is fine. We're just gonna pay with the relic. We draw an amulet, which is pretty much an irrelevant draw. So I'm not going to even play it out. I'm simply going to play the Simic Growth and bounce the gemstone. Yeah, so I cannot get Bojuka Bog, because if I'm getting Bog, then that probably means that I'm not getting... So I'm gonna swing for 4. For 3, I mean. I'm okay with being dead to, like, exactly Maelstrom Pulse. But now the Bob's gonna flip something. That's an ass trophy. That's fine. Don't care about this one at this point. If they have exactly Maelstrom Pulse, we die. But that's fine. If they attack, I'm gonna trade with both. Okay, so they don't have Maelstrom Pulse, because I would be dead. Oh, this is great. Yeah. Do they have 3 removal spells? Okay. That we knew about. Do they have Bolt plus Decay or something? They did have the Ass Trophy. Don't tell me their last card is Bolt. Whoa. Whoa. My opponent literally bobbed into the only way they could win the game. I guess we shouldn't have attacked. That's insane, though. My opponent needed exactly 3 removal spells, and none of them could be like 3 mana, because we knew about the Ass Trophy. That was insane. Good job, opponent. Really good job, opponent. That was pretty damn sick. I guess I got too greedy with that attack. I guess if I had just held back, we would have been in a much better spot. I like this sideboard configuration, though. I'm not going to change anything. Yeah, I could have not attacked. At that point, we're basically just on... In fact, I was going to attack with 2, but I'm like... I suspect they have Trophy in hand, and they also have... they're going to draw 2 with Bob. They might draw 2 removal spells. But, I mean, it needed to be exactly 3 removal spells. And needed to have been, 3 removal spells that he could cast with 5 mana. Which is not very likely, considering they had already used at least 1 bolt or 2 bolts, I don't remember. They and like bolt basically had to be in that equation, so... Jeesh. Do we keep this? So this hand is excellent if we draw nothing but lands for the rest of the game. Only a single land is really tough in the face of Fulminator, though. I think I'm gonna be greedy. I'm gonna keep. They kept 7. This is one of the very, very weird scenarios in which, like, this is the best card in my hand. So I am going to prioritize playing that over the Amulet. I think my opponent played very well. I don't think it was luck. I mean, they got extremely lucky. They drew the literal perfects. That's not really a question. I'm just saying that they also played very well. So it was not just that they got lucky. Maybe they take the Amulet here. If my opponent draws Fulminator here, we are in a really, really bad spot. And this makes me very happy that I played Steerings on 1. This Inquisition would have basically killed me. And I'm not going to hope that this Cruel Turf survives. That this Azusa and Amulet survive, especially since my opponent did Inquisition it away, so I'm just gonna play my hand out. That's a grudge, you see? Happy I played the way that I played there. Bounce land would be our best draw. Please give me a bounce land. Basic Forest is not awful, it's just pretty bad, but simply not enough. Let's put it that way. Again, looking for Coalition Relic. Though if my opponent has K command, oh, I guess we're not looking for Coalition Relic, never mind. And I'm going to try to protect this Gemstone Mine counter. So I'm not going to dismember even if my opponent gives me the choice. Unless they like discard into Bob or something. Let's see what this is. Liliana. Whew. Ah, that's great. Sweet. Bounce land, please. Yeah, so we're probably gonna lose to this. Yeah, I don't know. If they have Fulminator, then this game is just like flat out over. Is this Fulminator? I think we discard Hornet Queen here. We're not gonna be casting this. Don't have a Fulminator. That's game over, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Tis game over. This is the main reason why I don't like siding out lands against Jund. Here I guess we discard Prime Time. So the main thing we're afraid of is my opponent having a very quick clock. And Dismember is maybe a way we stop that. Bojuki Bog would be a solid draw. That's a Steerings. Steerings into Bojuki Bog. Ask and you shall receive. So our graveyard has sorcery, instant, artifact, creature, land. So we need to bog ourselves. Bog ourselves. Yep. And I think I'm gonna prioritize the gemstone counter, because if we find the that means that they're gonna be discarding my prime time, which is awful. This Liliana is gonna kill us. I mean, it wasn't the Liliana, it was the Fulminator. If we had... yeah, it was the Fulminator would kill us. Wow, this one is very close. I think I want the Kalni Garden. It would be neat to draw on explosives, but I think hitting my land drops is more of a priority. I don't care about the Ancient Grudge. The Ancient Grudge is not doing anything. I have no artifacts in play. And if I had bogged them, then I would not have been able to make the Goyf smaller, because my graveyard itself had it had 5 different types. All right, so if we top deck a Primeval Titan, we win. Opponent going for the Lily ult, which makes sense. Oh, so their hand must be a trophy, I imagine. Yeah, I'm gonna play this out. This basically forces my opponent to answer it, or like to draw a blocker, I guess. Oh, Grudge is why I took it and take explosives. Yeah, that's actually a good call. I hadn't even thought about it, but I still think that taking Kalni was the superior play. So probably here comes the Lily ultimate. If my opponent follows up with another Liliana, I think we're gonna be dead. This Azusa also kinda clocks the Liliana, unless my opponent plays like anything at all. As trophy, sure. Ooh, is my opponent gonna get greedy over there? They're gonna get greedy. So best possible draw would be, I mean, I guess a Titan, but like something like Sunhome or oh, they don't get greedy. Good for them. Good for them. Like something like Stronghold would have been fucking hilarious to top deck there. Like my opponent pluses and I top deck Stronghold and I swing for 2 with a plant. That would have been awesome. So I'm basically gonna keep the pile that has the most lands. Yeah. So we're going to sacrifice all of these gemstones. And this one has 4, so that literally wins. Bounce Land would be a solid draw. And this member is not awful. Unless my opponent's threat is Liliana, this member might come in handy for later. Gemstone is fine. Keep doing our thing. Just don't draw Liliana. That's the only thing I care about. Fulminator is pretty annoying, not gonna lie. Destroy the Kalni, sure. Vesuva would be interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say. Vesuva would have been interesting because I'm... Like here, I'm definitely bouncing Bog because of K-Command there. Okay. So this is Blood Braid. Just don't find K-Command. Fuck. So they're gonna plus... Alright, so I'm going to discard the Dismember. And I'm just going to hope that I can raise this Blood Braid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Bogging them to make K-Command slightly worse. Interesting. What is my opponent trying to do? I think they literally top decked K Command. Oh, they top decked Bob. That's much worse for us. That's it. 2 turn clock now. Well, I guess it's Titan or bust. They casually reveal a Bloodbraid. Yeah. My opponent's draws were very, very, very good. Yep. I guess we can top deck exactly Thragtusk. Exactly Tusk. We're dead. Alright. We gave it our best shot. Just the deck felt a little bit short right there. No 4-0 for the home team. No 5-0 for the home team. We're just gonna have to... Just got junded. We just got junded. Damn. I felt like we had an insane amount of good draws there. Like any pact, any prime time, explosives, also destroys Liliana. We just whiffed for a little bit too much, and my opponent drew, was it 3 fulminators? Yeah. Well, I mean that's why you register fulminator mage in your deck. The deck felt kind of sweet. We managed to like breach Titan and win precisely because of it against Dredge, which was kind of sweet. Emrakul, we literally didn't have Emrakul in hand ever, right? I think we only had it in hand in one draw, and we lost anyway. Just didn't get there. So yeah, that was a rough way to finish things. But a 4-1 is nothing to scoff at. Still pretty good. Thoughts on the list. This card is absolute gasoline. If you play Amulet in paper, get your copies, people. This card is insane. This card is very, very good. The sideboard, as you could see, like I was able to bring Dismember against Jund, whereas I could have never have brought in the other card against Jund. What's his name? Rending Body. So I think Dismember is just way better of a card. So I think that Dismember is just better than Rending Body, and this is the card that I want to be playing. I don't think I would register Rending Volley. Abrade was fine. Shatterstorm was there for one specific matchup, which we didn't face, which is fine. The Negates and Spell Pierce. This is kind of greedy in my opinion. Just especially when it's like cards that we bring in some matches where we won them in like the first 2 or 3 turns. Having only 10 sources that can cast them seems sketchy, because of course Crumbling Vestige doesn't count. So I wonder if we should be running like Cydia Brass, Aether Hub, something like that, instead of one of these vestiges. Maybe. I don't know. I think this list has a lot of potential. Honestly, I am not like a biggest fan of the card Through the Breach. I mean, I'm more of a fan of the card Breach than I am of the card Emrakul. However, I don't like having a card that does nothing unless we have the other piece. When the other piece is prime time, it's much easier to justify, and maybe I would rather have access to World Spying Worm as a one-off in the deck over the second Emrakul. Maybe we can play like one Emmy, one World Spying Worm for when you want a pact for 15 damage. On the other hand, Emrakul is good against Mill, which is one of our very bad matchups. So who knows? Who knows? I liked having access to the scouts. Maybe I am wrong, and it's just I simply have an unhealthy love for for the cards like Sakura Drive Scout, and I shouldn't be playing it. But so I don't know if is there anything wrong with chat? Cause I'm not. It says welcome to the chat room. Did like chat just mess up there? It might have been that Twitch like broke or something, whatever. But yeah, okay. So I was very surprised with this list. I think I like this list better, honestly. Sweet. Okay, so chat is working. That's cool. I have actually been very impressed with this list. So I think I like this over Breach for now. But Breach really presents a new angle of attack that it's very interesting and maybe pretty exploitable. Test, I love Breach test. The mana base though. There's something about the mana base that just I don't know. I just put a really high high value, I guess, or high prime, or however you say that, in being able to cast my spells. And like only 3 Tolaria Wests, it's something that it's kind of sketchy. Like we literally lost a game today because we were only playing 2. So I kind of want to sneak in the third one. Maybe it is in place of the Ghost Squatter or the Bujuki Bog, and we can play one of these in the sideboard over something like the Chameleon Colossus. Also, Dom did not play a Rex Sage in his open winning list, which I think it's kind of crazy. Dom, if you're still in chat, like how did you manage to not play a Rex Sage in your list? Ivestone, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I think I like Ghost Squatter better than the Mujuki Bog. I might be wrong. Also, like there's like the very slight value that we get with Ghost Squatter being an untapped source on 1, which is something that I already talked about because we don't have many early plays, and being able to play Amulet on 1 basically is what makes the decks the most explosive. You would play 1 now, yeah. That actually makes sense. That most Phoenix lists were not running Blood Moon. That makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, it's one of those things. Ivestone, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I agree that Bog is really good. I mean, that's why I'm running, right? I'm just trying to make make room for a third Tolaria West. Huh? What if we? Maybe I'm crazy, but what if we? What if? Okay, we bite the bullet and we don't play any scouts, and then we do this and we play 29 lands. Is that too crazy? Yeah, that is too crazy because we only have like 7 ramp spell. Yeah, that's way too little. Yep. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, I definitely would not play this deck with less than 8 or even 9. Even 9 ways to ramp. No, 61 cards, never. 61 cards, it's strictly wrong if you're playing a deck that wants to see the card Primeval Titan 100% of its games. So yeah, 61 card is strictly wrong. You're making your deck worse by playing 61. So that's definitely not the answer. This is rough. This is rough. I don't think we can take out neither Vestige nor Aether Hub. -2 Emrakul. No, I mean I want to maximize the breach part of it, right? -2 Scout, -2 Emrakul, +1 Primus, +3 Ram Spell. That's not bad. That's not bad. Would I want to Primus or would I want to have the Worm if I were to have a one-off I feel like I would want to have the Worm, right? So I can pact for it and 15 people. I feel like in the sideboard I want Primus over Worm, but in the main deck I feel like I would like Worm over Primus, which is kind of weird. Yeah, Dark Saga. That's literally the reason why we're playing Hub over the second Vestige, is so we can cast our counter spells post cyber. No, we're not cutting Relic, dude. We're not cutting this card. We're not cutting this card. How about something like this? Sea Half, I don't like it. No, Growth Spiral is unplayable. Growth Spiral is 100% unplayable in this build of the deck. If you're playing Amulet Titan, you are, by playing Growth Spiral instead of Explore, you're making your deck worse. That's literally the story. How about something like this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But yeah, I think Relic is great. I think Prism is not good. You're very rarely just like one-shotting. Maybe it's more defensible in a breach version, but in a non-breach version, you're very rarely just like one-shotting your opponent unless you are like insanely far ahead. So using mana from Pentat Prism, that it's also very weird to play. It's not easy to play on turn 2, right? Because like if your hand is like Forest, Colony Garden, Radiant Fountain, Bounce Land as your lands, there's like no combination that lets you play Pentat Prism on 2 and actually ramp you for 2. So it's very weird. I don't like Prism. It's very different with Ad Nauseam. Ad Nauseam plays a lot of. They play like all of these colored lands. All of them make color, and usually when they kill you, they just kill you in a single turn. This is a very different deck, and that's why Prism is good here. We usually do. If you look at my streams, you will see that we basically use all of our mana on every single one of our turns. So having a recurrent source of colored mana versus having a one-time source of colored mana is a massive difference. Yes, it's Big Daddy Snow answered the question. I'm sorry, I didn't explain why. Michael Seth, I didn't explain why. But yeah, that's the reason that Big Daddy Snow explained is why Growth Spiral is just strictly worse than Explorer in this list. Yeah, I agree. I agree that Explorer. Honestly, I don't think Explorer is bad. I think that it just doesn't feel as good as Scout in a lot of situations. I didn't like exploring non-breach in the leagues I tried it in. We disagree. We disagree very strongly then, my friend. I think explore is actually great in Amulet White. Yep, I agree that Relic is excellent. Yeah, Growth Spiral has all sorts of problems. Also, like, we literally don't care about the instant speed unless you have exactly a bounce land in hand and you are playing around some kind of land destruction. That's literally the only scenario where that matters. I guess you can like instant speed bog or stuff like that, but that's more minor. Yeah, so this is probably what I would try next. About this sideboard, maybe Chameleon Colossus is just too narrow. This is one of the cards I'm not 100% sure about. I feel like I want all of this for dudes. Dudes and dudettes, I guess. Man, I still can't believe that we lost that match against John. If I had not attacked with anything, we would have won. I just really wanted to cloak my opponent. And some salt in there. You can taste it. Some salt. What would we play if we were not going to play Chameleon Colossus? Like Baloth or something? Child of Alara? people were talking about we're talking about this one as a pack target to breach. I don't think that Rurik has enough matchups nowadays where he's worth a slot. I think I would rather play Chameleon Colossus before I played Rurik Thar. C-Half, you're going to be able to check the stream later. I am Steve. Yeah, I explained this earlier. We're playing Fountain in this list specifically because this list explodes when you play Amulet on turn 1. So the slight downside of coming into play tapped that Kavira Crossroads presents is much more impactful here than the white mana that Kavira Crossroads provides. So I think that Fountain is better in this specific list than it is in the white versions, because you know the white versions makes use of this white mana way better. It is a World Spy Worm. Indeed it is. I agree with Hive Mind being the first cyber card against Prison. I think this is a close. This is also kind of like in the fence, and like probably trying. This is the other absolute best card against Prison specifically. That's why we're running it. And Rurik. Honestly, I have cast Rurik against Prison and died to them having the bridge plus Bottle Crystal lock way too many times for me to want to consider Rurik as like an endgame against Prison. Miscut or Hydra now. If I were to play to hedge against blue matchups, I would play Carnage Tyrant, and I think this list is just like insanely good against blue decks, so I don't think we need to hedge. No, shop. He's talking about this. This is mono blue. So if they play a Untitled Bridge plus Bottle Cloister, then Rurik Thar doesn't do anything. They kill you anyway, and they start gaining life with Inventor's Fair until they get out of Rurik range, and then they start casting their spells again whenever they want to. Also, post sideboard when Rooted Witch come in, usually they bring this in, and they kill you with like Test Ultimate. They also gain a shit ton of life with Test Ultimate. Ramming Up Dude is okay, it just doesn't do enough. I think I'd rather have Colossus than Ramming Up Dude. Oh yeah. They can prefer G-Pact. But if you look at the league that we played with Pond and Wine on Tuesday, you will see that we actually beat the Weird matchup because we were able to, that list plays like 4 Summoner's Pact and 2 Pact of Negations plus 3 Tolaria Wests and everything. So we were able to kill Hive with Hive Mind. We actually killed with Hive Mind so many times that league. Yeah, that's usually the case. What Dom just said. Yeah, I mean, if I were breaching, I would breach Emrakul the Ionstorm, and that's what we were just doing, right? We had 2 of those in the main deck, and we took them out for this. This art is so ugly. This one's cool. This one's terrible. Mystical teachings. Crazy Paw going real deep. You're like an excuse to run Hive Mind again. Dude, Hive Mind is nuts, and I think that the Bloom is the best shell for it. What shell would you play it in otherwise? Bloom is kind of like really well set up for this because it's very common for you to like transmute on turn 3, then on turn 4, Bloom comes off suspend and you slam Hive Mind and you play the pack that you just transmuted for the turn before. So I think that this is currently I might be wrong, but this might be the best Hive Mind shell right now, as far as Amulet goes, right? Turn 3 Relic into turn 4 Hive Mind sounds really good. Yeah, I agree. That's why Pond has been running Relic in his list. Yeah, it's alright against Phoenix. It's just a fine card. The big matchups for Hive Mind are, well, the Prison deck, Tron, Scape Shift, any kind of like control deck, especially like Blood Moon decks and stuff, because you can crack. Like, let's say that you're on the play and you like transmute for Pact on turn 3, and then but you suspended a Bloom on turn 1. Your opponent taps out for Blood Moon on 3. You untap, you crack Lotus Bloom for blue. You play Hive Mind and you pack them, and they die. It's pretty hilarious. But yeah, I guess this is what I would try out next. I was not in love with Emrakul. I know that I'm going to like play this list, and like the very first match that I play is gonna be against Mill. Like, that's just something that I know it's gonna happen. But or maybe like I play against Control and my opponent like paths my War Spike Worm or whatever. Yeah, well, that is something I can get behind. If you're trying to go for the Hive Mind kill, then Prism becomes a lot more appealing. Like, it almost becomes playable. I do agree with that. If you wanna be on the Hive Mind plan, then Prism becomes insanely better. Especially because if you're playing Bloom, you have way more colored sources. Like, look at how many colored sources. Literally every single one of the lands, except for these 3, is a colored source. And we have like 3 rainbow lands, plus the 4 gemstones. I guess those are also rainbow lands. And then we have a split of a dual. We have blue, we have green, more green. So, yes, if you want to run Prism, this is probably closer to the list that you want to be playing. I think you still want to play Relics before you play Prism, but still. But yeah, so I am going to go now. I will be back next week on Monday. Thanks everybody for hanging out today. My name is Francisco. We stream here a lot of amulets and different variations of such, as you can see. If you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that follow button. You can get notified whenever I go live. I wanted to thank... Oh, damn! Devilio just made a donation. Why can't I read the text? Here it is. Clearly not total competition, but sign of Dredge for freaking 42 pages matchup guy for... Thank you, Devilio. I really appreciate it. Thank you for your donation. It means a lot. Really appreciate it. If you want to support the stream, just like Devilio, you can do so by subscribing to the channel, and then you can get this awesome primetime emote that you see in chat right now as well. You can do so for free if you have Twitch Prime or like Amazon Prime, I guess, and then you link it, so you get one free subscription to every channel every month. So you can, if you enjoy the content here, you can subscribe here. If you are a mobile, you can subscribe with that link over there. If you want to, just like the video did right now, if you want to donate to the channel, you can do so with that link. All donations are greatly appreciated, as you would imagine. And also, if there's any list that you want to see played on stream, any donation that pays for the entry fee of a league, you will basically send me a list and we will play it on stream. This is what Inquisitor Jesus did last Tuesday, and we had this awesome Bloom Titan stream. If you want to check my other videos, I upload all of my streams to my YouTube channel. That's my archive. If you hit that link, you will be going over there. You can subscribe over there for free, and you can get notified whenever I upload new videos, which is basically every week. If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do so over there at @FPolosMTG. And finally, if you want to join the Amulet Discord, that is your link right there. It's a very active Discord, always talking about all things Amulet. A lot of innovations came from that Discord, just trying things out. People talking about stuff, people talking about matchups they're concerned about, things like that. Never be afraid to ask your questions in the Discord. They will most likely get answered. And yeah, if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach me on Twitter, send me a whisper here, all of that stuff. I would like to know... I have no idea how to host people, but I've had people host me, so I wanted to see if I can figure out how to... okay, I figured out. Okay, so who can we host? There's not many people live. Oh, Phil is live. So Phil is a very, very good Death and Taxes player. If you enjoy Legacy, I would very much recommend that you check out his stream. So we're going to give him a host, or like a raid, I guess. So hope you enjoy Phil's stream. He's for sure trying some weird thing in Death and Taxes. So hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Have a great weekend, and see you next Monday. Bye-bye. Alright, we try to figure out how the raid works. Damn, it's coming. Boom.